Let me briefly speak about the history of organ transplantation. Organ transplantation is one area of medicine that made a major progress in the second half of the 20th century. The advancement of immunology played an especially important role in this process. In general, when foreign bodies such as bacteria and viruses enter the body of a living creature, it tries to remove them by producing antibodies. Likewise, when an organ taken from one person or an animal is simply put into another body, the body immediately rejects the organ and the transplant fails. However, in identical twins, such rejection by the immune system does not occur because all the genes are identical. Making use of this fact, a living donor kidney transplant between identical twins took place in the United States in 1954, becoming the first successful transplant to be performed. From then on, studies on controlling immune reactions made a significant progress. After the development of drugs that suppress immune reactions, organ transplants from deceased donors began in the 1960s. In 1967, the first heart transplant was performed in South Africa and became headline news all over the world. In the following year, a heart transplant operation known as the WADA transplant was performed in Japan. The heart was taken from a donor in cardiopulmonary arrest who drowned while swimming at the beach, and the young man who received the transplant survived for about 80 days. Later, however, a question arose about whether the donor really had been dead or if he could have been resuscitated. Dr. Wada, the operating surgeon, was accused of murder. Although in the end the case was dropped due to insufficient evidence, the incident became a big social issue in Japan, causing general public to distrust transplantation medicine. For this reason, in contrast to other countries where organ transplants from deceased donors, including brain-dead donors, became commonplace, in Japan, living donor transplants were performed more frequently than deceased donor transplants. Living donor organ transplants use organs taken from a living donor and are different from deceased donor transplants. In living donor transplants, one of the two kidneys or a part of the liver, lungs, or pancreas are transplanted. On the other hand, organs such as the heart can only be transplanted from a deceased donor because the removal of such organs leads to the donor's immediate death. There are two kinds of deceased donor transplantations: transplantation from a person after cardiac arrest, and the transplantation from a brain-dead donor. In Japan, the organ transplant law was passed in 1997, legally permitting transplants from brain-dead donors under specific conditions. The organ transplant law will be covered in the later session of this course. Today, we will focus on living donor organ transplantation and the issues associated with it.